For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Des Aston. I work in the Trinity Centre for People with Intellectual Disabilities, but I'm the current chairperson of the Inclusive National Higher Education Forum. I've got to say hello to most people today, some familiar faces, some new faces, and some faces that I've only ever seen on a little box on Zoom. So people are telling me how tall I am and I kind of forget. But it's so great to have everyone in the room together today. I did on my laptop have a list of people to thank today, and I went up to get my laptop and the battery died. And I was like, oh great. So I'm just winging it. If I forget anyone, I'm very sorry, but you know that we really appreciate your support and all the work that goes on in the background. Primarily, I want to thank all the presenters today, because obviously without them we'd be nothing, but there's a lot of work goes into those presentations, those performances, the posters, everything. There's weeks, if not months, of work goes into that in preparation. So well done to all of you, and thank you for sharing all that information. I also really want to thank MTU, the School of Music here, for inviting us to this amazing venue. When I walked in this morning and saw how stunning this room was, I was kind of going, oh no, what are we going to do for next year? How are we going to top this? So you're all going to have to come out of the woodwork and offer any nice rooms you have in your universities so we can go somewhere else next year. I'd like to thank all the staff here, all the volunteers that got involved. Really appreciate it. They've made us all feel so welcome. And yeah, delighted to be here and to have everyone in the room, as I said. There's one man in particular who has been standing up the back there, and I want to say huge thanks to Hugh McCarthy, who has done a lot of work in the background. A sincere thank you to Hugh, who has really run the show and run it so smoothly today as well. I can't thank you enough for all of your support and all your work that's on putting up with all my emails, with all these ideas I had, and you just said, yeah, leave it with me, I'll make it happen. And you did, you made it happen. So one more round of applause for Hugh, thank you. So within our schedule, we were going to do the feedback first, and then I was going to do the final remarks, but I'm conscious a lot of people are trying to make the train to Dublin back. So we're going to do our final remarks first, if that's okay, and then I'll introduce my colleague Carol Ann from DCU, who's going to be online, who's going to do a feedback kind of Padlet, and she'll talk you through how to access that. And we'd love to get your feedback on 3 questions that we have today. I'll hold off their surprise until after. But I have the pleasure now of introducing Professor Michael Shevlin, who many of you will know Michael's name, but I suppose Michael's a professor of inclusive education in the School of Education in Trinity College Dublin. He's also the director of our centre, the TCPID. He's well established in this area, published and presented on this area. Without Michael's leadership and vision, INHEF wouldn't exist. So thank you to Michael, and I want to invite Michael up to say a few final remarks on where we've come from and where we're going.
Hasn't this just been a wonderful day? It has been an honour and a privilege to be here with you all, to hear so much creativity, so much beauty, so much engagement, and I think that is the key. And I think as well, it's really good that we're in rebel county, you know, in rebel country, because we need to upend what has been the tradition of how people have been treated, particularly the young people that have been here, that have shown us so clearly what they're capable of. And I think that is what we're going to be looking at and what our big challenge is. And I think the rebels have given us a call to action about what does respect mean? What does opportunity mean? What about making choices, about being in charge of your own life? And all that people are saying is, we want a life just like the rest of you have. And we don't want all these conditions, we don't want people telling us you can do this, you can do that, but only within this little narrow framework. And I was really struck, you know, when I think about this, there's only one world out there. There's not 2 worlds. There isn't a main world and a special world. The special world we have created by the types of things we have done in the past. We have an opportunity now to change that and to say this is the one world and we all belong in that world. That is the key. That is what makes the difference. And everything that all of you have brought today gives us that message and tells us we belong, we matter, and we want to live our lives with the rest of you. And we want to see the good, the bad, the indifferent, whatever way it works out. That's life. That's what we're going to do. And I loved our friends from Tralee who started off the morning with asking, what about us? And that, you know, the other thing they said was, are we ready? But it's, are we ready? It's not, are you ready? You're well ready. You're ready to take your place in this world. It's us and the adults in the room and the ones who've been here a lot longer than many of you. We have created these systems which have said, you're not welcome. But we're also creating systems with you at the centre to say, you're welcome, come in. We're all going to be in this room together and we're going to change things. Thank you very much.